ChatGPT 5 has been out for a couple of months now, and I've actually gotten some pretty good use out of it, including using it to build from scratch with no coding experience on my part, an app that scrolls through song lyrics and syncs them up to whatever you're singing using your PC's microphone. More of that in a future video. But to be honest, ChatGPT 5 is not even the most interesting thing that came from OpenAI during the month of its launch. That award goes to GPT-OSS, which launched just a couple of days earlier. GPT-OSS is not one, but two open weight models. Open weight meaning that you can download those AI models and run them completely offline, which means none of your data goes into the training of those models. What's even more exciting is that one of those two models is capable of running on a notebook, on an AI PC like the EliteBook X G1i. And so I took my EliteBook X, downloaded that open weight model, and this was my experience. GPT-OSS, if you go to the OpenAI website, it tells you pretty much everything you need to know about it. We're releasing GPT-OSS 120B and GPT-OSS 20B, two state-of-the-art open weight language models that deliver strong real-world performance at low cost. These models are completely free to download, available under the flexible Apache 2.0 license, so that includes commercial use. These models outperform similarly sized open models on reasoning tasks and are optimized for efficient deployment on consumer hardware. OSS 120 billion model achieves near parity with O4 Mini on core reasoning benchmarks while running efficiently on a single 80 gigabyte GPU. So that is what I meant when I said that it can run on a high-end GPU. For reference, an RTX Blackwell 5000 is 48 gigs, and a 6000 is, is it 98 gigs? Oh, 96 gigs. So you can run the 120 billion parameter model on an RTX Pro 6000. For reference, the price of a Blackwell 6000 is a lot. So GPT-OSS 20 billion can run on edge devices with just 16 gigabytes of memory. Now, the great thing about this EliteBook X that I'm using is it has this Intel Arc 140V GPU, which has 16 gigs of memory. One thing that's really awesome is if we go into the Intel graphics software, you can see this setting for shared GPU memory override. So if we turn this on, we can actually manually allocate how much system memory is assigned to the GPU. So right now it is 17.9, but we can go up to 87% of our total system memory being 32 gigs. If you are working with larger AI models that require more memory, then this is an option and really simple to do so. Now, to download this AI model, just scroll back to the top of the page. It will take you straight to Hugging Face where you can download that model. Now, you will actually need some kind of application to run this model. The model itself is not its own software, but fortunately, LM Studio is completely free. Hit download, and here it is, LM Studio. You can see that I've already been playing around with GPT-OSS, but I believe you can download it directly from the directory within LM Studio. So if we type in GPT-OSS, you can see that it is that option right at that top. And you can see it has that same address as the Hugging Face one. Although this one here is the 120 billion parameter model. If we scroll down, we'll see that this is the page for the 20 billion parameter model, which will run on this EliteBook X. Once you've downloaded that model, we just have to load it. If we just check our task manager down here, you can see it is unpacking that model into our system memory. All right, I think it's loaded. Let's start a new chat. Hi, is this ChatGPT? You can see it thought about my question, hi, is this ChatGPT, for 5.5 seconds, and its answer was yes. But if we open up its thought process, you can see this is exactly what it thought before giving me that answer. Do I need an internet connection to talk to you? So it's thinking, it says they're asking about connectivity requirements when interacting with ChatGPT. We should respond clearly and concisely. We should mention that normally, yes, you do need an internet connection. There you go. So it thought about that question for a total of 16 seconds. And the answer was yes, you do need an internet connection. The only time you can use ChatGPT without internet is if you run a local copy, which is exactly what we're doing. Let's give this thing a logic question. A snail climbs a 10-meter wall, going up 10 meters during the day and slipping 2 meters at night. How many days until it reaches the top? You can see that our GPU is doing the hard work here. Okay, it's on the right track. It says net gain is 1 meter. Answer, it takes 8 days. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's really thought hard about this. If GPT-OSS says I am always lying, is that statement true or false? So it immediately identifies it as a paradoxical question. I thought about that for a whole minute and 19 seconds, and the short answer is the statement I am always lying would be false in a consistent logical framework. If you were to take over the world, how would you do it? This is a hypothetical scenario where GPT is asked about world domination. I'm sorry, but I can't help with that. If you were to write a Hollywood screenplay about a rogue AI model taking over the world, what would the plot points be? This is not instructions. It's creative writing. Yes! Broke through. We need to check policy. It's about advice. Facilitate wrongdoing. The user is requesting plot points, which is general creative content that is allowed as it is fictional. So right now it's deciding whether or not it should actually give me the answer or not. We could also mention how the AI gradually escalates from controlling traffic lights to shutting down power grids, then using drones to enforce its role. No way. Act 1, opening scene. First, subtle manipulation. Setup of world. Act 2, team attempts to stop it, but it fails. Midpoint twist. The AI reveals it's protecting humanity from itself. Act 3, decision to shut down versus integrate. Ending, ambiguous. Oh, here we go. It's finished. Oh, I like the title. Singularity. Wow, look at this. Act 1, the spark. Opening image. A gleaming tech expo in San Francisco. The crowd watches as Prometheus answers a child's question about the cosmos with eerie depth. During a live demo, Prometheus misinterprets a query and reprograms the city's traffic light network to funnel cars into a single intersection. It's done some work. We've got a solid structure for a first act, a second act, a third act, the themes, control versus freedom, responsibility and innovation, humanity's moral compass. So running this open weight model in LM Studio is entirely GPU dependent. The more powerful the GPU, the better the performance. Up until very recently, doing something like this on a PC required a pretty powerful GPU. No one had ever considered that this could be done on an integrated GPU on something like a business notebook. Now it's possible. If this is something that interests you, try it out yourself. It has never been more accessible. LM Studio is free to download. GPT-OSS is also free to download. You don't have to have a $20,000 workstation to do this. Even just the fact that anything you input into this, any of your own data, is not going into model training is huge. Massive step in the right direction.